Mr. Moore, you indicated you were thinking about a sixth site, and you slowed down on that. Mr. Sims indicated his worry that if the franchisor, well, he pointed out the franchisor used to use your site before it was a company-owned store. I mean, that's really the nub of it, isn't it, with franchisees and franchisors? 700,000 franchisees in the country. You're two of them. You and your families risk your savings. You're independent business people. You're making your way up the ladder. But there's another alternative to that, and that is Ruby Tuesdays can either have a franchise or it can own the store. Same with your company. Same with any of these companies. And I guess, Mr. Moore, what do you think would be the danger of an expanded joint employer standard? What do you think would happen? Do you think it's likely that your franchisor or other franchisors might decide in the future to own more of their own stores, and there would be fewer opportunities for people like the Moore family and the Sims family?
Well, Senator, yes, I agree with that premise. I've actually worked for other large corporations, and I understand the positions that they take. The fact is that a lot of corporations have to report to their stockholders and their stakeholders. As an independent business owner, we don't have to do that. What we have in our hands is ours to determine how we're going to handle it, how we're going to run the business. But if this decision were to go forward, having the franchisor be responsible and get involved in our business would be no different than working for someone as I may as well go back to work for the large corporations, because it's taken all the control, all the reasons that I wanted to be an owner to begin with. It takes all of that away from us. Most people who go into the business and take the risks want that independence. We've been to the corporate level, and that's not what we like. So,
well, suggestion was made that an expanded joint employer standard might help the little guy. Sounds to me like an expanded standard might make the franchisee, the little guy compared to the big corporation, less independent, less autonomous, less able to determine your own life.
Yes, sir. I would agree with that. Yes.
Mr. Babson, we've talked a lot about franchisees and franchisors, but the possibility of an expanded joint employer standard applies to lots of other people, include contractors and subcontractors. Mr. Secunda seems to say, well, they shouldn't worry very much about it. This is just a single case. If you were a subcontractor of, say, an auto manufacturer in Tennessee, would you worry at all about the NLRB proceedings going on today?
Pardon me. I do agree with you, Senator. I think there would be something to worry about, not only in the auto industry where we have Tier 2 and Tier 3 suppliers that the auto industry has relied upon to be efficient, effective, to provide product in the necessary time, and to be competitive in a very competitive world market. We see that also in the construction industry. If we had a building that were being built down here on Pennsylvania Avenue, there's going to be a general contractor. There'll be 10, 11, or 12 subcontractors. I've worked and advised many clients who are contractors at the Kennedy Space Center and at the Johnson Space Center. We work very, very hard, and with all due respect, these are not necessarily lower paid workers, but we work very, very hard to keep the relationships separate, and the subcontractors with whom I've worked, whether it's in the construction industry, auto suppliers, at the Space Center, they all take very, very seriously their own responsibility for recruiting their own employees, training them, setting their terms and conditions, and overseeing them. That is their calling card. That's how they succeed.
Seems to me that, based on what I've heard, that an expanded joint employer standard is likely to mean more company-owned stores, more company-owned services, or more company interference in a business like Mr. Moore's or Mr. Sims, where you become, in effect, a manager of a big corporation's outlet, which is something that you is not what you really wanted to do to begin with when you left a big corporation to go start your own company. So thank you all very much for being here. My time is up. Senator Murray.